So remember like a few days ago when I asked you like the size of the album cover image for custom levels, and you said, yeah, this is why.
Oh. Oh yeah, bro.
I guess we'll just go in order here. No, I do not want to play. I do not want to play the level, but I love.
Let's analyze.
I love how when you press shift, it's for more options. It adds 2.
2.
Yeah, I'm gonna open this in the editor. Look at that.
Yep.
All right. Also, remind me to show this because I will forget. The general rule of thumb I had for each circuits level was background colors are reminiscent of the level itself, and then like floor and score are for the actual character design. And then bullets are just whatever the hell I feel like it. See, that's
whatever the vibe is.
Whatever.
The vibe is right.
Yeah, I think the general vibe for this one was like, right, so this part, I think, I named these. Perfect. I do not remember naming any of these, so some of these are going to sound really funny in hindsight. But, yeah, this one's Molten Steel. That's because these are supposed to be like, there's there's several parts of the level actually where these like little robots will drop molten steel on you. And it does damage because it's hot. That's what this part's supposed to be. And then the general theme of lasers throughout the level is because the optic circuit uses a lot of lasers, so that's just a consistent theme. But these parts here, with like the little streams here, these are because there's a lot of forgetting what it is, but there's some parts in the level where they have these lasers that look like this. They aren't, that don't behave like the lasers in Sound Dodger 2, so this is kind of my solution to that problem. And then I think this part was just entirely spitballing. Yeah, more of just the molten steel stuff plus, you know, generic fire iconography like explosions and stuff. And I think same thing here. This part
this one's interesting.
Yeah, this part I was really proud of. I don't even remember if this came from anywhere in particular, or if this I just randomly thought of this, but I like it.
I like the alignment with the spin rate.
Oh yeah,
because you can't do that with like separate lasers.
Oh yeah.
Although you do use separate lasers, but you can't like
Yeah, probably.
It's mostly because of the.
It probably would have been easier if I just didn't bother with spin.
Warning.
But yeah, actually, that's a good reminder to have a look at the event tab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that seems pretty precise. 7.
I made this back in like January, but I can imagine this is a lot of fun to make. That thing, I should have just did it normally. Why did I use spin?
It's fine.
Yeah, let me see if I have anything else in various parts that I can talk about aside from just the visual effects, which I think pretty much every time I add visual effects to a level, it's almost always an afterthought. Also, the more astute of viewers will notice TF2 logo.
True. This was intentional.
And yeah, this one I think a lot of these, it's like they have like a general. I don't know music terms all that well. I'm just gonna say melody, and then they repeat it again later. And I feel like a lot of these early levels, I feel the need to add something to the second half to make it more interesting. Like I think that's what I did with this, the like half lasers over here, and then with
I do that often as well, just to have some variety. It just makes sense.
Oh yeah, but I forgot to mention in the earlier bit, even though they were there too, like the lasers that I put on for half a second.
Oh yeah.
Take a shot every time I do that in the level pack. You will be dead by like probably by the end of this level, honestly. But yeah, that was that's just something I did way too often. I don't know. I think it was a fine choice. I don't think it was too bad. I think this one was also me just spitballing again.
My awesome burst. See, that burst is really interesting.
What, this one?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's interesting. It's funny.
Alright.
It's funny.
I think you're overestimating how much of an amateur I am, because I actually don't know what's so funny about it.
No, it's funny. Well, I think what it is, it's like, I don't know if you use any other burst in the level. That's like the only burst, right?
I think it might be. I think you might be right about that. Oh, actually, I can think of one, and that's this one here near the end, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I guess that is the only other one then. I guess that is kind of funny. Yeah, this part. Oh jeez, everything's red. There we go. So I think the way I originally designed the level was to like slightly move the cursor through them like that. But when you played the level and you like posted the video of you playing the level, you did it in a much smarter way, honestly.
Wait, what I do?
You did it like this. Minus
the
laser there.
So yeah, it's just a lot easier.
Yeah.
Especially since they're playing, you can just like aim them away.
I remember I watched that and I was like, oh, that's not how I intended
Like,
to do it. But then later I was like, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. I'm keeping. You know what? That is the preferred way now. The way I had in mind is no longer canon because it's kind of garbage. This is me spitballing again. This part, you would not believe how many times I messed that up recording it.
Those pluses come at you quick.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I did this, but this part,
Keep them on edge.
There's a little Easter egg with these lasers here. You'll notice there are 8 lasers. This is in reference to the 8 main levels in Gravity Circuit.
Oh, write that down. Write that down.
Do not write that down. That is completely worthless. Completely worthless knowledge.
Write it down. Was
what?
that actually intentional?
It was intentional, but like,
oh, okay.
It's such a stupid detail. Yeah, I think I had the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna if there's any instance to, I'm gonna reference the number 8, kind of like how they reference the number 7 a lot in Final Fantasy 7. But like, yeah, I don't think I imagine that probably happens in at least one other level, but it's not something I kept up on too well. Yeah, this part, those like non-instant lasers that I mentioned that the Gravity Circuit level uses, some of those bounce around a lot, and those are a reference to that. But this part in particular, with like the lasers going from the top and then spreading downwards to the bottom, that is specifically a reference to Ray's like intro animation, like the way he enters the boss arena, which I was probably more proud of than I barely had room for it either, because I have this this one lasting for 0.02 seconds.
A point that I'd like to make about me finding a completely way to do that part is because your levels are like the patterns are so sparse,
right,
that there are like many different ways to go about it that you may not have deemed as intentional, and I think that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah,
because like
I think that there's beauty to stuff being left open to interpretation. I love when you're in the editor and you like pause during a stream and then like go back and then start it again. Like, I don't know how I did it earlier, but it only shoots out like half of it. Yeah, something I didn't even realize about homing bullets until after this level is that the hitbox is only on the tip. I noticed that about arrows fairly quickly, but I don't know why I never got it for homing.
Yeah, I mean this would be it would be diabolical if the hitbox was like all throughout the homing, which would be cool.
Yeah, I think when I was playing the level myself, I treated it like that.
Oh,
like I think I knew there was some give to the hitbox, if that makes any sense. You probably know what I mean by that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I thought the hitbox was a lot bigger than it actually was. Also, I just realized I put 24 enemies in this level.
Trust me.
That
Once you start using 64, I've used 64 numerous times. There was a point where I could only use 64 enemies. Anything below, and I felt sick.
Oh yeah.
I'm past that point now. I've healed.
I think I only bring up the fact that there's 24 is because I think in a lot of the other levels that we'll be seeing later, I think most of them are 16. And that's because and the justification for that is you get your 4 cardinal directions at diagonal, and then just one more in between all of them for good measure, and that's usually pretty good for me. That usually works. I don't know why I did 24 specifically, because that's like 2 in between the diagonals. That's weird. That is weird. I don't know why I did that. You know, we'll take it. And then this last part, every circuit boss in Gravity Circuit has like their own special move denoted by like a little thing in the upper left or the upper right corner. It says the name of their attack, and it's like their special move, their burst technique. So I put that in every single level, each circuit's special move. And for Ray, it's a massive laser, so I put a massive laser.
Nice. Those twisting linears are fucking scary, by the way.
The linears?
Arrows, I guess. Because in Sounder Plus, they're called linears.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just got so used to saying that. They twist pretty quickly.
Yeah, also, I don't know if you picked up on this, but I think some of the odd number ones do, the even number ones don't.
Oh.
See, I think...
Oh, that's so fucked up.
I don't even know what I was thinking here. I think...
It's cruel and unusual.
That is very cruel and unusual. This is... Whether or not you get hit by this is entirely luck-based, basically. Also,
that's good.
When I was recording this myself, I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning, but when I was going around here, I think I was like here, and the big laser was like millimeters away from hitting me, which I thought was...
player-aimed lasers are... You gotta be really careful when you're using them, especially when, like, player-aimed lasers on, like, the outer enemies while the arena's spinning. That's diabolical.
Oh, yeah. I think these are from they're from Enemy Zero, so I guess it's not too bad. But that's Ray's theme. Also, I think, just as to sort of explain that for those who don't understand, a lot of video game music, I guess it's just a rule of thumb, they'll loop the song again. But I don't want to... It's just a repeat of all of this, so I just have it...
It makes sense.
I just have it cut in half. I don't know why it's having me save. I didn't do anything. Whatever. That's fine. Alright. Number 2. I hate that this is in alphabetical order. I feel like
there's one thing you can do.
Was it
in
like
the actual folder?
Like set the name of the file to like 01, 02 at the beginning of...
Well, you honestly you could just have like the first one be 0 and then theme of bit, so and so. So if you just have like have them ordered by numerically, and then you can keep the title and the artist, and it'll be sorted that way. You could also, I guess it wouldn't be very effective since you released every level as a single, but if you didn't do that and just dropped the pack as it is, then you could have like unlock requirements, so you could have the player like get through every single level to like unlock the next consecutive level, like
like have a specific order to them.
Yeah.
The thing that's making me not super upset about this being in alphabetical order is the fact that in Gravity Circuit, in the game itself, you can do the levels in any order. So I did, while I did make these levels in a particular order, I feel like the fact that someone that could play them in like...
It's a reference.
Unintentional faith to the source material. See, I'm okay with that. I do like that number 2 is on the bottom, though. That's funny. I need to turn off Zen. Alright. So I think...
Compressor pistons.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did call it section that. I forgot about that.
Just look at these colors here.
Oh, yeah. So the background... I'm trying to remember what Trace's level was. Oh, yeah, it was like a... Trace's level is sort of like... It's a scrapyard. It's like a... You know, it's a place where trash goes, but in their context, it's kind of like a robot graveyard. So this is like the spooky level. So, so I made it dark and like give it purple mist. And then Trace's colors themselves are just kind of like generic white and gray. I noticed I have the lighter background just set to like a gray. And imagine the reason for that. I'm going to copy this. Yeah, because this is blindingly white compared to...
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I know I have
right.
Hash's floor set to pure white, but that one's more excusable because that one's a lot lighter of background color. So yeah, just remembering that now. But what's this one called? Oh yeah, syringe scatter. That's because this opening bit. Well, obviously the plus is in reference to the patch circuit's actual shape.
More references, yes.
Yes. Because each circuit, each robot like wields the circuit as like a little piece on their forehead. Patch's circuit is like the only one that's a very simple shape, and I initially had the idea to incorporate the shape of each circuit in the level design. But then I took one look at optic circuit and was like, yeah, no. This is way too much for me. I eventually did do it again for Gravity Circuit's theme as one last little nod to that, but yeah, patch circuit was just the easiest one to do that with. Yeah, the reason why this part is called syringe scatter is because this opening bit is kind of a reference to one of Trace's more common attacks during her boss fight, where she just throws needles at you.
I like the movement in this part in particular. It's nice.
I feel like it's rather generic, but hearing that you like it is validating.
Well, the thing about like repetitive movement like that, it kind of, for me at least, makes a level a little more memorable. Ironically, like
I can get that.
You can kind of latch on to a part that like repeats itself.
Sure.
And that's why there are like certain levels in the game that I've just like I'm very fond of because it does one thing repeatedly, but it does it right.
I see. That's good to know actually for future projects. But all right. God, I call this one falling scrap. It's such a that's not bad. It's just boring. But see those homings, they're meant to reference the bat robots in the level.
Ooh.
I think as the project went on, I kind of stopped relying on level references as much. I mean, obviously they were integral to the level design, but like. I did not like. Oh, this enemy appears in this level. I'm gonna put that in.
Drink an entire glass of Everclear for each reference.
I get that joke. I remember being really proud of this bit.
Oh no, this is very cool.
Good.
I fuck with it. It's very nice.
Celsi is being paid $5 for each compliment that they give me. And then just the same thing again, skipping it. Oh yeah, no, this part, again, the patch circuit visual motif, and then transitions to the next part. I feel like this part is also probably one of the highlights of the level.
This is cool, yeah, because like there's something about it that exists sort of outside the realm of like a typical Sounder level. Like, how do I say it? It's not more like procedural, but It's not like the typical sound out your experience.
There's some sort of
I don't think
omnipresent pattern.
Yeah, like you wouldn't approach a pattern like that commonly.
Right.
I don't think.
All right. And then compressor pistons. I feel like this part
compressor pistons.
I feel like this part I kind of cheaped out a bit. This part I feel like is okay. This part's like, This part in particular, the reference to, like, I feel like the mechanics that I did were cool. The reference to the level design is cool. That's also kind of like, actually seeing it again, I feel like my mind's changing on it. It is kind of cool, but very simple to dodge. But that's okay. Oh, I lost my heart. I'm killing myself.
Okay.
And then I think this part was where I just got lazy. At least for the first half. You could tell I was running out of ideas because I had stuff going on in the background. I had bullets firing to the background to make it look like more was going on than it actually was.
It's like beyond over.
Oh yeah. I feel like, but yeah, I think this bit was kind of what inspired me to put the burst techniques in the levels, because I feel like out of all the bosses, this is probably my favorite burst technique in the game. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fun little Easter egg about this part. You'll notice that they're all. Again, this is probably very fun to do for me back in February. You'll notice this box on the left is slightly bigger than all the other ones.
Now, why is that?
Yep, because all these other ones are set to 2.5, and I guess I missed this one for some reason.
I thought it was gonna be a reference. You just forgot.
No. Not everything is well thought out. Not everything is well thought out. I'm just a dumbass. Also, I just noticed I have 24 enemies again. I guess I was fond of the number 24 before I settled on 16 for some reason. That's alright.
Thought of something funnier than 24. Let me hear it. 16.
That's not funny. Shut up. Alright. Number 3. Alright.
Ruler circuit.
Cooler circuit. Circuit, the cooler circuit. And then when I'm editing, I can put like the like yearbook me or whatever that actually comes from. Color.
Snowflakes. I can think of a couple.
What? What did you even do there? Okay, this is why I've been showing off the colors, because there's a bit of unused content here.
That was going to be another reference.
No. All right. So the homing and the rubbers, I guess I did not use. And this is weird to me, because I feel like with every other level that I did, I had like one base level, or one base, not level, base color for each bullet type, and then I just repeated that across all of them in the event that I would use them. I noticed I did not do that here. Actually, no, it's even more confusing. This is a different color than this. This is not just me leaving it as default. What the hell was I doing here?
Genius.
No.
You
need to stop. You need to stop thinking that.
There was an attempt.
There was no attempt here. Oh yeah, give a tally of how many really fun level designs there were to make in the editor. I had to put these all in individually. I don't even know what my process was for this. I just slapped a bunch of bullets in here, but yeah. I feel like this is probably one of the better things I did in this level pack. Just simulating a blizzard.
Nice. Nice.
Oh yeah, one other detail I want to touch upon. This level only has 6 enemies. And I did that. Yeah,
that's true.
I did that for 2 reasons. One, to kind of challenge myself, because I've been using 24 up until this point, apparently. I thought it was 16, but apparently it's 24. And then also, yeah, that was just to challenge myself. And the other reason is to, it's a reference. It is a reference. Is a reference to the fact that. You good?
That's fine. That's fine.
It's a reference to the fact that snowflakes have 6 sides. That's it. And then speaking of snowflakes, this part I apparently named after them, but I feel like I like this part. This one's good. This one was just me.
Pretty cool.
This is just me playing around with radial bullet patterns. I think it was kind of nice. Plus the occasional random spiral. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, I felt good about that design choice.
Oh.
Fun challenge next time you play Blaze Theme. Try to get all 6 hearts.
Fucking impossible.
I dare you. Let's see if I can do that in half speed. Oh no, you can't because there's shit in the way. Well, I mean, you might.
You could flick through it.
You could. But also. Okay, wow. All right then.
Yeah, that's just not. You don't have time.
Which is good. I mean, I did kind of intend for you to only get the heart once, so you know, that's good. Fun challenge idea: play every sound dodger level in half speed. They'll be way easier. It'll just be really annoying. It'll just sound weird. I love
That one Asgore attack from
love the name of
Undertale.
this. I feel like the way I named these sections changes over the course of the level pack, because I guess at the beginning it was just very on the nose.
Mm. Oh, this is a nice. This is a nice idea. This is nice.
Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. That is cool. This one's also nice.
I only suggest you being sarcastic because I personally am not too fond of this level design choice.
Oh, I mean, like,
even if it is pretty neat.
it's about the movement for me.
That's fair.
Holy, that is scary. That's cool, but that's scary.
I accidentally. But yeah, this one, Freezing Cycle. When he does it in game, he summons like a big ass tornado.
Yeah.
And this is me trying to replicate that. Whoops. I don't know how well I did, but I feel like it was close enough.
It works. It works. It looks nice. You have three ripple streams for that.
Yeah, I do. Why did I do that? Okay, so it's
Can I see like the? Oh.
Oh, they have different peps. Okay, that's why.
Oh.
Said to make it more chaotic looking. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. I love how we're both reacting to my random level design choices.
Take a shit for each reference.
What? All right then. It's not. We weren't even talking about references. That's just. Okay.
Take a huge shit for each reference.
I will not be doing that. You know what they say? Record on an empty rectum.
Do they say that? Do they say that?
I do. That's good enough for me. I remember I did something in particular. Okay, so yeah, this telegraph is pointing how it is. Same, so is that one. This one I think is where things get weird. Yeah, this one is slightly.
Things are about to get weird.
Yeah, okay, so the interesting thing with this part, the laser telegraph is actually slightly offset. That's because in practice I kind of realized that because they're so tightly packed.
That makes sense. I was gonna say.
Yeah, because they're so tightly packed that the telegraph doesn't really help all that much, so I adjusted it to have it make a little bit more sense. Alright. Shut up. There we go. Cable.
Cable!
This Was it?
Play 102.
Oh yeah, this one was hard. Why did I go back? I forgot to hold shift. That's why.
All right, let's open this in the editor.
Yeah, this is the only level in the entire level pack that I felt the need to label this as expert because it just was just so hard. But
let's take a gander.
Also, a fun little thing about the name Cable. This is minor spoilers for Gravity Circuit, but one of the later parts of the game, one of the characters says like, "Oh, and then they adopted like Earth names, or like they didn't say human names because it's all robots, but it's like, oh, they adopted like normal names like Kai and Cable," and I read that and I immediately thought like, my brother in Christ, no one is naming their child Cable, not a soul. Except, you know, there probably is at least one person named Cable, and that thought disgusts me. But yeah, I think this is the only instance in the level pack where I have the... Let me play it out of the way. I have the burst technique here twice, because I technically go a little bit further into the loop than I do usually. And yeah, I think Lightning Network is usually just like an array of lasers from the ceiling. But, I mean, there's no ceiling in a sound dodger level, per se, so I just kind of went nuts with the lasers and thought that was good enough. And then I think I mentioned it in the video description for Cable's theme, but this is the only one of the only ones where I had absolutely no idea what I was doing until I just got to work. So
that's honestly, sometimes it works.
It
Sometimes
does.
you just want to go in blind and just like fuck around and see what works. Just throw shit at the wall. Just throw a big stinky shit at the wall and see if it sticks. A big disgusting.
Alright, but yeah, this one was just entirely me spitballing. I kind of have regrets on this part. I feel like I could have. This is supposed to be lightning, or like, you know, classic depictions of lightning. But it looks a little bit weird. I think I could have done better, but whatever. I probably should explain too the when it's like lasers causing lasers.
Yeah.
That is yet another reference. There's like parts of the level where they'll shoot lasers on conductive material, and that's, I guess, me adapting that. This is also kind of me spitballing, but I actually did take inspiration from watching one of your videos for this level. I think I think I brought this up to you before, but there's like one part in the Justin Bieber Little Drummer Boy video.
Oh, I see it. Yes. Wow, that's why it was familiar. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's Justin Bieber.
It's funny that you draw inspiration from that level, and this looks really cool. But I hate Drummer Boy.
Oh yeah, I already know. I know it's one of the not as.
It's a stinker. But I like the way you incorporate some of the patterns. Right.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I like the way you stole from it.
I like the way you steal.
I also quite like the way I steal. Why did I was running out of ideas for names. What did I even mean by that?
Transistor.
I was just list. Oh, I'll list.
Nice filter work. I do like how this looks.
Thank you.
I'll
just list off electrical components to make myself sound smart. And then, yeah, this part.
Ooh.
This is entirely spitballing.
There's definitely a way. You could definitely cheese that, but I like the the way you go about
the name for this one. There was a rhyme and reason for this one. This is a reference to a Calamity mod weapon by the same name. And I don't know. I guess it was just in the back of my mind while I was making this, and I thought, you know what, I'll do that. I love how I'm getting hit so much. This part sucks. This part is so hard, but it also looks kind of cool, so I kept it. This part I'm way more proud of. Again,
playing lasers with spin rate very scary.
Oh yeah. Drink a full bottle of Everclear every time I use one of those instant lasers. Because if Optic Circus theme didn't kill you, you're gonna be dead by now. Oh yeah, I forgot to. Okay, I didn't do anything.
Oh, so green.
So green. Yeah, I did not do anything.
We even have green spores.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, never mind. There's nothing interesting going there. That's okay. I think when I initially finished Cable's theme, I kind of treated that as like the halfway point, even though the mathematicians in the audience may notice. No, it ain't. I mean, like if we're disregarding Kai's theme, then yeah, it definitely is the halfway point. Like we're doing like all the 8 main levels, it definitely is the halfway point.
Yeah.
But where the hell is Bit's name? Oh, here it is.
Oh, this one I was like very impressed with.
Yeah.
This one has very cool ideas. Let's take a gander. Let's look at the colors.
Oh yeah.
Let's take it. Ooh!
Very colorful.
Mm-hmm.
This is entirely just the different colored cars. Oh yeah, homing again, quite unused. But yeah, I think this is entirely. I wrote down the colors of the cars in the original level because it takes place on a highway.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what these are. But yeah, I think I did show you this like when it was almost done, so I'm gonna try and go through this relatively quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is cars on this is cars on a road, and I did make sure to Google before making this where Finnish people drive, because Gravity Circuit was made in Finland, so I wanted to make sure I was true to the source material. They do in fact drive on the right. Shit. And then it's just the same thing again, so I'll skip it. And this is probably one of my other favorite burst techniques in Gravity Circuit. Not so much the yellow business.
This pattern in particular, it's very simple, but I like it a lot.
Oh yeah. I think in game it works a bit differently. It's like horizontal laser, vertical. I'm probably mixing up those, but like it does like one or two lasers at a time, then another set, and then another set, and then just like 5 at once. But it's balanced for a platformer boss fight. But here I just went nuts with it. And then
now this part. Oh, let's just look at the timeline here for this part. What the fuck?
The reason for why it looks weird on the timeline itself.
Is it because like
it was actually
are these like the lanes?
Yes, it was. This was an organization technique. I feel like it just makes it look worse, but in the moment when I was making
it makes sense.
Yeah, I think this made it a little bit easier to sort of visualize what I was making. Also, I love the name of this part. Why are you driving against traffic on the highway, bro? What's your problem?
Bro, what is your problem?
What is your problem? But I remember when I was showing you this, I think I said, and I quote, "Get ready to witness magic," because I was so proud of this, and I still am. This is probably I feel like Bit's theme is probably my best work so far, honestly.
Oh, this is so The varying speeds on the rubbers and hugs is also a nice touch. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice.
And then that ending part, I feel like that. Yeah, how do I fill the shoes of this? But I think it works. Oh yeah, this is how insecure I was about my level design.
The poster helicopters level.
Because there was a part in the level where you fight like a little mini boss and it's like a helicopter. This is me trying to replicate that. I don't know how well I did, but probably the best part about that, I did a little perspective change on you. I put the lanes like it's a side scroller now. Or at least that's what I was
my
trying
god,
to do.
I'm so stupid. I didn't even realize that. That's nice. I just liked how they looked. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, if you didn't know that and you still think that looked nice, I think that's mission accomplished either way.
Yay! Yippee!
Alright then.
Kind of like Screen Divider, but different.
Yeah, I definitely. I was running out of ideas for names of these, but
these lasers are also nice.
take a shot every time I use a laser that lasts for half a second.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I can't take shots anymore.
Why?
I can't do it.
And this one, I did borrow inspiration for this one. This is a reference to, this is sort of an adaptation of, there's an attack that Eternity Mode Empress of Light uses in Fargo Souls mod. That's where this comes from. And that's it.
Very cool. Very cool. Very shift circuit.
I thought you were about to say very shit.
I was gonna say shit circuit.
You did say that back when I showed it to you the first time. Or like
Yeah, okay.
sometime around.
I will never change. I'm sick in the head.
That's alright. Alright. I remember
Shwave circuit.
very very colorful, I could immediately see.
Oh yeah.
Let me show the colors.
Ooh.
I think
nice.
I think this one this is probably the only one where I use like every single color for. Nope. Okay, I didn't use the fourth hug, and fourth arrow apparently, but yeah, I used a lot of the colors, and I think
nice.
the blue, yellow, and pink, those were the colors of the speakers in the levels, and black and white is just reference to piano keys, and also I think here it's definitely piano keys. With these, it's just kind of like I needed another color. So that's what that is. Wait, what?
E. Oh, error bullets.
When did I use error bullets?
Why are they there? They're not
remember
even assigned to any. They're not even assigned to any enemies.
I don't know. We'll get to that. But
it's a hidden Easter egg.
I do not remember putting them there. But yeah, one thing I want to touch on before we even get to the actual design. Yeah, I'm actually gonna disable all of these just so we have a good view of this. The very first thing that I did with this level was this little effect where I was oscillating the arena size.
Oh, nice.
And that's that was to reference the fact that's kind of what speakers look like when they're in action. So I thought that'll be a cool little thing to do. That was the first thing I did before putting any bullets in. And I kind of regret doing that because when I looked at it for the first time, completely on its own, it was starting to make my head hurt. Which is notably bad because I don't really get headaches all that often. And I know you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You're a lot more prone to headaches than I am. And given you're my main audience for this kind of stuff, I was like, yeah, I might want to get that checked out. So not even trusting my own capability to determine this, I did a recording of this part, sent it to a friend, and said, "Hello, does this give you a headache?" And she said something along the lines of if I watch it for a little bit, I could start to feel the spins. And I did not know what that meant. But nothing in the level was spinning yet, so that couldn't have been good. But
scary.
Yeah,
let's take a
take
a look at the actual gameplay here.
Yeah. And then when I put in the bullets, it almost completely went away, and it was barely noticeable at all, and it didn't even give me headaches anymore. I'm hoping when you watched it didn't give you a headache at least, because...
Oh, no, not at all.
Alright, perfect. Problem neutralized.
If you use distortion, maybe, then it actually gives me a fucking headache.
Well, I have bad news for you.
Well, I mean, if it's fucking pulsating like that.
Oh, yeah.
With the distortion, I think I'd throw up all over my laptop screen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the little story behind this effect. But
nice.
This part in particular, this attack pattern was something I've had in mind since Race Theme. And this is probably I had a lot of ideas before making these levels. I think this is probably the only one that went so smoothly. Just so smoothly integrated into actual level design. I was so proud of this.
It's fun. It's a fun little movement, fun little motion. Are the bullets that aren't ripples coming from the center of playground?
They are. They're
okay.
I mean, it is it's an array of 8, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, no, nope. It's 10. I did not even reference 8 here. But I think I had it aimed at the player just so that it'd be moving constantly, so that it would at least feel random. I don't know if random is exactly what I was going for, but you know, there'd be some variation to it. And then this part, called it twisting rubber because it uses rubber bullets.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I was very happy with. I think if I the speed of that one, the speed of the other ones are very specific because I had to I tried to time them all with bouncing against the arena edge and then meaning in the middle, or meaning the, I don't know, zenith, like the peak of their path at the same time as each other, which was a pain, but I think it paid off. And then it's just you gotta oscillate while staying in the hug. So that was nice. This part actually used to look completely different, and
oh yeah,
I think I might have showed it to you, but there's like a I'll send it again, just in case. Let me find it in my dumpster real quick. Yeah, I think I recorded it just because it's I think it's probably the most substantial piece of cut content from the level pack. So yeah, what you're about to see is lost media.
Let's see here. Let's take a glander. Oh right, yeah, this. I see. Yes, yeah, you scrapped that entirely.
Yeah, because what would happen I would go through the gaps in the ripples and then just immediately get hit by a plus. And I thought the entire thing was just not very interesting and not super fun, so I swapped it out for this, which I feel was the better choice. So yeah, that's twisting rubber. Oh yeah. Like if you get the reference.
Guys. Hold on. Oh, guys.
Do you get it?
Guys, do you get it? Because I get it.
Excellent.
I get it.
I do not know what I would have done if you didn't get it, so that's good. We can move on now.
Piano. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is more of me spitballing, but I think it worked. It borrows the same time warp settings for bullet dance, and I kind of forgot to think about how that would affect the spin of the level, but I think it works. I did not think about it, but it's a feature now, so good. And of course the black and white corresponds to piano keys. But this part, this was obviously based on the burst technique from Gravity Circuit, but this one required the most work because I think Aural Overload is probably my least favorite special move in the entire game. It's literally just she spawns 2 columns of speakers, and that's it.
Oh, nice.
It's just okay. And then so yeah, these squares, that's the 2 columns, and then I just kind of did a whole bunch of stuff around that.
Is that first big hug? That's play range, right?
This one?
Either one.
Yeah, I think they should both be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Would have been really funny
if
it was player aimed and also offset 180.
Oh, that would be because hold on, let me do that real quick. I want to see how that looks. Good fucking luck.
Good luck, I guess. Could you even weave through those ripples? Normally, could you even fucking weave through those?
I don't know. Let's find out. I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Oh god.
You might be able to, but it'd be really hard.
You can flick through them, just oh, maybe. Nope.
I'm not super familiar with flicking, but I'm gonna do it.
Gotta go even harder than that.
Shit. Oh, okay, well. Fuck. Shit.
It's definitely possible. Yep.
Okay. But, this actually is reminding me of a certain bit. You'll notice these stop signs. I think, this is my first time using the stop feature. And I think while I was making this, I literally DM'd you something along the lines of, like, bro, how have I been making sound dodger levels for almost a year?
I remember.
And only now figured out about the stop function. This is fucking revolutionary. And I think if that's not indicative of how much of an amateur I am at this, I don't know what will.
And you're familiar with the super clears and the super stops, right?
Okay, I was familiar with the super clears. I did not know about the super stops.
There are super stops. Let me tell you, there are super stops as well.
That is good to know.
Just in case.
Definitely didn't learn that just today. Yeah, it's just more of the same. This last part, I tried to put like a wave, but it didn't quite go as planned, and I realized I had something in mind. The way I would have actually acted upon that would have required way more time and effort than I wanted. So I just kind of did this, which I think works.
I remember this pattern. This is a nice little pattern right here.
And also, I put the yellow pluses here because I found out that
oh yeah, you could just cheese it if you didn't.
Yeah, you could stand still, which I'm really glad I caught because that would have been very funny if I didn't. Alright, now, what the hell was this?
Try to assign it to an enemy. I think it's just the default amounts, like it's not even... Yeah, it's nothing, it's just... I don't know what the idea was.
I don't know either. This is like, what was I thinking? Do errors have any special properties aside from looking weird and fucked up?
The hitbox is the arrow, just like as it normally is, just like at the tip of the bullet. The thing about error bullets, right? They do predate Sound Over 2.
Right, I think you told me they were.
There's something you can only edit in the XML itself. You'd basically just type in anything that's not any of the actual bullet types, and it'll give you an error bullet.
I see. I'm still so confused as to why these are here.
It's a good Easter egg.
The
fact that you made space for it as well.
Yeah,
it's meant to be there.
What the hell was I doing here? I like to think that I just left this here to confuse the hell out of me later. This is before I had the idea to do a director's commentary, by the way. So this is like, who was I spooking here?
Schizophrenia.
The truth is gotta be some shit like I start sleepwalking in the middle of the night and then just put these here to pull a prank on myself.
So sick.
Yeah, that's just an alien put this here for all I know. And then this one is just more.
Oh, this is nice.
More wave stuff.
Oh, the distortion. Oh, it's getting fat. The level's getting fat. I'm feeling so distorted. I'm so distorted.
All right, yeah, that's enough of that.
I'm so distorted. All right, time for the next circuit. Bitch circuit. All right.
Nope. Crash. All right. Oh yeah, funny thing with the colors here. Yeah, all of the bullets were just like the dirt brown. The gray was the last thing I did. Adding a second color was the last thing I did with this level.
Oh wow.
You're
just running with that first color.
Yeah. This is I think I mentioned it to you. This was the first level that I did in like 3 days.
Oh.
I had no idea what came over me. I know exactly what came over me. I put everything else to the side and only worked on this.
All life responsibilities. You didn't sleep.
And then, actually, I should probably explain some of this. So these arrows are supposed to mimic the image of like a drill. Like this is you facing a drill head, and then it's like spiraling outwards. I think it also partially goes along with because like this song is very like in your face, and I guess I kind of want to mimic that.
I really like that. I really like that right there. The grabber.
Oh yeah, the grappling hook. That's a thing that I had in mind since the beginning as well. The idea of like using time warp to do a grappling hook. I thought that was a good idea. I almost did something similar with Gravity Circuit's theme because Kai also has a grappling hook that you can use to like swing from shit, and it's green, and I wanted to do that initially, but I couldn't really find a place for it, so that got cut. And I told you about this one. This is the little dome is supposed to be like a drill digging through the ground, and this bit in particular is actually inspired from one boss from Kirby's Adventure. That's what that is.
So many references, so many inspirations. Oh yeah, baby!
This one I also had in mind from the start. It's one of my favorite parts.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Yeah, this part. Oh, let's see if I name. Okay, I didn't name them something super interesting, but this part. Quad cone drill. Google tricone drill. It's kind of like that.
That's a good practice point then.
Yeah, this is yet another instance of me being insecure about my level design. So I don't know if you. Okay, you've definitely seen a tricone drill. You know that GIF that you keep sending me? That's like. I don't even know what they're doing. They're like adjusting the tricone drill. I'm gonna.
Yes. Hold on. I'll send it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that. So yeah, those. I was thinking about those, but I kind of looked at my level, my enemy count, and I kind of realized, I got 16 again. The problem with the 16 enemy layout is that you don't really get, you can't really divide it into 3 all that well. So I said, screw it. I'm gonna do it in 4 ways, and it'll be a quad cone drill. And I decided that would be the imagery I was trying to mimic here. So that's what that bit's about. This part's cave-in. The little stuff falling from the ceiling is supposed to be like rubble, and then the grappling hook familiar actually pulls down the ceiling. And then it goes back up with the music.
Oh, nice.
And this part is just completely free. This part I also had in mind from the beginning, but didn't really do too much then, honestly. You mentioned, just as bright, I think you mentioned, yeah, I do not actually need these little arrow telegraphs here because they're telegraphed on the ceiling. Normally when I put the exclamation point telegraphs in a level, that's usually... I usually put those in there for a reason, but this part I feel like is probably the first instance where I just realized, oh yeah, I could probably totally just not do that. But I actually thought about a very funny solution to that problem. Okay, so that one's... So it needs to fire from 16. 16. Let's fire upwards. Oops, not that. There. Good luck figuring out where it's gonna fire now, buddy.
Oh.
I might actually do that. Like, I'm not really of the mentality of editing my levels after they're already done, but I might do that, honestly. That seems like a very worthwhile change to make. But
it's very funny.
That's Crash's theme.
Oh yeah.
And then remember how I said Crash's theme was made in 3 days? This one was also made in 3 days.
Oh yeah, that sudden burst of motivation.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Alright. We go to the colors. Pink and purple.
Oh yeah. Pink and purple.
Alright, let me zoom in here. I love the name of this one. Startup. Very on the nose. Laser part's kind of cool, but the part that I have, there's actually quite a bit of lore to this part. So initially, each of these were a different color. This one was still purple. This one was blue. This one was green. These were red, or I think the rubbers might have been red. And these were purple. They instead of being in the cardinal directions, they were originally like here, 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 and here. And the whole idea behind this is like 3 layers to this. Hash, if you look at his character design, you will notice he is the only one of the circuits that has 4 arms. And I thought, you know what else has 4 arms? Calamity Mod reference number 2, XF09 Ares, one of the bosses.
Ooh.
And the whole thing with him is he stays above the player and has like 4 arms that all fire different things. That's what this used to be.
Oh.
And then the one in the middle, there would be like a laser that fires at you intermittently, and that was just a reference to the fact that the cipher circuit itself, the thing Hash wears, it kind of looks like it has like a little extended eyepiece that kind of looks like a scope.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that was like a bit, but that's what I initially thought. But then I was kind of like, I don't like it. I'm gonna do this.
I don't like it.
I don't remember my specific reasoning for it. I think it was just like I struggled to, because I moved these around to like different arms in quotation marks rather, moved the bullets around different spots, changed their speeds, and like just adjusting their properties. And I guess through that process, I ended up moving them to the cardinal directions, and that seemed to work pretty well. Also quite proud of the little transition piece here. I think this part is probably the part that remained the most unchanged throughout the entire process. I literally just threw this out and I was like, you know what, I like it.
It is fun. It looks very fun.
But yeah, this part, the level itself in game is called the warehouse, but most of it actually takes place in like this little computer terminal within the warehouse, and that puts you into cyberspace. So that's what this whole bit is. And the whole 8 directional pluses, there's like an enemy in the level that does that. And I don't remember why. I have the I have the speed set to 0, which does that thing where it puts plus or static.
It's like, I think accelerate.
I think I asked you about this a while back, and I didn't really think about that until here, where I actually just, I thought it looked nice.
Yeah.
This is like a few weeks ago, and I don't even remember what I was doing here. That's a bad sign. And then pattern recognition. Okay, so the way this works in game is he puts like a little square telegraph in his arena, and then he surrounds everything else on screen with spikes. And I figured, the best way to replicate that would be with this. I thought it worked kind of nice. Especially when it gets to this portion. Whoops, let me do that correctly this time. Very proud of that one.
If you don't pay attention, you will die. What filters are you using for this part?
I can tell you. Accent, shift right, shift left, and shift behind. So remember those colors that I mentioned at the beginning of the level?
Yeah.
So those were colors that are present in Hash's level. Like near the end, there's a part where you go into different parts of cyberspace to get keys, and each one is a different color. One of them's purple, one of them's red, one of them's blue. And then the fourth one is like an ugly looking brown color. And I thought about that. I was like, I wrote down the colors because I have a note doc that has all the stuff for my Sound Dojo levels. And I remember I wrote down brown, and then when it took me 2 seconds of saying the colors to realize, no, we're not doing brown. I'm gonna do green because screw that, and also RGB, it works. And then, so yeah, I ended up scrapping those colors at the beginning. But Hash's level is probably the most colorful level in the entire game, and I wanted to keep that in, so that's what all the filters are for. This part keeps the purple aspect, and then this part switches to red. And then this one goes to blue. And last one is, you get the picture, unless you're colorblind.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That is correct.
Correct. This is the color.
And I remember looking through all these, and I remember the shift ones just so happened to be the exact. It switched purple to exactly the colors I wanted.
Yeah.
Which is very convenient.
All right, let's get through it.
Kai. No, this one, the other ones took 3 days. This one took 4.
Significantly longer.
Oh yeah, I had people. People had pitchforks waiting for this one. This is. Oh yeah, this is also the first level where I knew that there would be a director's commentary. So if I go, if I zoom in right over here, I hit a little something.
Holy money!
It's $1.
Thank you for your generous donation.
No problem. And then I think I mentioned in the patch theme level, patches level. This is the only other instance where I put the actual circuit shape in here. This is what the gravity circuit looks like.
Oh, it's the actual gravity circuit, chat.
And then this one, I think I had this sort of in mind since the beginning. And then this part was completely spitballing. Oh yeah, there was a little fun, because this relies on twist, and I think twist actually changes for that part. There was a bit of overlap here, like between where the clear was and where the twist ended. There was a brief moment where it would rapidly accelerate the pluses for like half a second, so you would always get hit.
Oh, nice.
But because
that's good.
It only lasts for half a second, and in the editor it doesn't make it abundantly clear when you get hit. I didn't notice that until I pressed this button. If I did not press this, I would not have known.
We'd have dropped an impossible fucking level. Let's go.
That's a reference that you wouldn't get.
Alright, take number 2.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna put a little ching sound effect right here.
Money dollar. $1.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, alright. Yeah, so I mentioned that I came up with this one a while back. The part that I had envisioned from the start was like the pluses like going out in a circle.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really know what else to do with that, and then I thought, you know what, I'll put in these bubbles. I thought that worked kind of well.
I appreciate the pluses also twisting, because like if they weren't twisting, you'd probably just be able to stay in one spot the entire part.
Yeah. What, the yellow ones or the red ones?
The yellow ones.
Oh, okay.
But I guess also the red ones. Which I guess. No, yeah. If you turned off twist, like if you went into the events and disabled twist.
Yeah, I can try.
And played that again. You wouldn't even have to go out. You wouldn't even have to go in a circle. You could just.
Oh yeah, you can totally.
Yeah.
Fun challenge: don't use twist.
Fun challenge: do nothing.
Like those Luigi wins by doing nothing videos, but it's like sound dodger. It is the entire purpose of that, but it wouldn't even be for like a funny challenge. It would just be for the purpose of like demotivating the hell out of the level creator. It would just be insulting at that point. All right. Oh, one other thing. Because, like I mentioned, I had a note on my phone for stuff that I would write down for all these levels. For Kai's theme, I by far wrote down the least. And that's for 2 reasons. One, because the level where Kai's theme plays is actually the tutorial level, so it's very basic and doesn't really have that much going on. And the other reason is because by this point I kind of realized, like, yeah, I'm not gonna use nearly as much as I'm writing down, so why bother?
That makes sense.
But the one
Just force it all into this level.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I will mention is because it's specifically gravity circuit, that kind of led to the theming being very astronomy based. So the first one was retrograde motion. This one's black hole. I'll get to what the Roche limit is in a minute, but yeah, I had astronomy in the back of my mind for a lot of this. The background actually used to be classic for the majority of this level's creation, but then like near the end, I switched it to stars, partially to go with the theme, and also because I had used classic for 2 other levels already, so I figured shake things up a bit. But yeah, then the next part, which is black hole. I feel like it's rather basic.
So much twist. Yum.
I feel like it's not nearly as inspired not one of the more inspired of my bullet patterns, but I think it's good enough.
I like the dome in the center enemy.
Yeah, that actually. Oh, here's another thing I can talk about that applies to pretty much the entire level pack as a whole. For most of them, for the enemy animation, I have it set to appear. And I usually do that because if you have it set to constant like it is in this level, all of the enemies will show up, but it will also keep the enemy in the middle there. And for most of the other levels I had in mind, that enemy kind of got in the way. But for this one, I actually designed it around it being there, so I switched it to constant. But before it was switched to constant, the dome was actually a darker color, so black hole made more sense. And I considered having an enemy fire like a black arrow or something at like 0 speed, just so that it would be a black hole. But clearly I didn't do that.
I was gonna suggest that.
Yeah, whether that be laziness or neglect, I'll let you be the judge. And then this part, so it's called, for those who don't know what the Roche limit is, the Roche limit is basically when it's the closest an orbiting object, like say the moon for instance, can get to its planet without being pulled apart by the planet's gravity.
Right.
And because it's and I feel like the name for this one is a bit of a stretch, but the whole gimmick with this is that you're sort of supposed to orbit really close around the center. So I figured, hey, you know what? I'll name it after that astronomy term. And then also I threw in a whoops.
Scary.
And then I also threw in a craft single for good measure. I almost called it a craft mac and cheese because just before this recording, I was watching Germa's mac and cheese stream, or like the mac and cheese video. But I feel like this one I kind of cheaped out a bit. The idea that I had for most of this part's existence was the burst of arrows throughout the whole thing, and I just kind of added everything else around it. This one's not my proudest work, but I like it.
It's fun. It's nice to look at.
And then this part is where things get a little bit nuts. This one's so I had the idea of like, oh, what if I have like 2 big hugs orbiting around the edge, and it gets faster over time, which is very painful to actually play, but you know what, it makes for a kind of interesting level.
Scary as fuck. You gotta lock in.
I make like an expert plus version of this level where the speed goes to, what do I have it set to?
It's like 50.
Yeah, I have okay, it's not even spin, it's twist. I have it set to 50. You know, I'm kind of curious. I get 500. We'll see how bad it goes.
500.
Oh my god!
Or well, that's just not right. Okay.
that might be seizure inducing. I'm gonna promptly set that back. I think it was at -6. I'm gonna hope that's what it was set to earlier. Otherwise, let's just break this part of the level. Yeah, this part in particular is really funny to watch in the video I uploaded for Kai's theme, because this is probably makes it the most apparent how shaky my hands get when I'm recording a Sound Dodger video.
Oh yeah, I mean they already look shaky on average.
Yeah, because it zooms, because it's a bigger arena, it zooms out, so now the camera is tied to my Parkinson's.
Yeah.
But yeah, one final detail. Actually, one thing I remembered after the previous recording session. Did you know Hatch's theme is the only level in this level pack that does not use hugs whatsoever? I don't know why.
That's interesting.
I don't know
the
why
restraint.
that wasn't intentional. I don't know why I remembered that, but yeah. And yeah, final part of this level. Near the end, I figured, you know what? Astronomy theme. Why don't, for the very end, I had the thing collapse in on itself. And so I did. And I actually did calculate, or I didn't calculate, but I played around with the settings and found that -12 is the perfect size to compensate for enemy size as well. Because we have it set to 0.
It looks strange.
Yeah.
Set it to 5. I set it to 5 sometimes, just so the player is directly in the center.
I imagine.
Okay, I guess without the center enemy, it would do that, but yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I imagine that effect would work better without the center enemy there. But,
but look, you're inside the enemy. That's interesting.
Speed.
Speed. All right, pretty awesome. Awesome little showcase.